Hi, everybody, and thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Sylvia Hooks, Head of Product Marketing here at HPE, and I'm thrilled to be joined by Dan Rhein. He's the Director of IT Operations at JPI. Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're here to talk about your experience with Juniper Mist.
Yes,
And I know that when you were at University of Texas, Dallas, you worked with Juniper Mist then.
correct. Yep.
And now you've made the choice again. So what was it 8 years ago that convinced you to go with Mist?
So a lot of it with Mist was we were looking for a wireless platform where we didn't have multiple wireless controllers across our entire campus. At the time, we had 8 controllers managing upwards of 17 different AP models, and we wanted to consolidate that in a little more redefined solution without having to expand the team and keep our costs low.
Okay, so make it a little more efficient.
Yeah, it made it more efficient, more consistent, gave a better experience to our users. We were getting a lot of issues and complaints where it was better in one area and not in the other, and we weren't able to answer the density issue we were seeing across campus with the growth that we're seeing. And so we leveraged, at the time it was Mist, as a solution as the right wireless provider.
How did you pick them though? Like what made them, you probably evaluated a bunch of people, so how did you pick Mist?
So Mist, really the driving factor was it was all cloud-based in the cloud.
Yeah.
We didn't have a wireless controller on campus. We didn't have to worry about that overhead. And then the APs that they provided, again, we did the AP43s, were the original ones we purchased. And the model they allowed for proper density and alignment with our students, but also let the researchers still let their legacy products, because that was the other concern too, right? Is being a research institution, they required some legacy wireless technologies, and so they didn't cooperate well with the new technology the students were bringing to campus.
Okay.
So we had to find a solution that both complemented the legacy products as well as what the students were bringing.
Right, because they're bringing in all the latest stuff.
Right, all the
And at
consumer
Christmas,
stuff.
they get a whole new set of stuff.
Yep. And every parent wants to buy the new fresh and all the new stuff. So
Yeah.
we had to make sure that we can meet those challenges as well as our researchers who were using some legacy Wi-Fi technologies.
Okay, so, but GPI is a whole other thing. It's not a university.
Correct,
So,
it's not.
But you still picked Mist again.
We did.
And you came in and you immediately ousted the old provider. So
I did. Yep.
What made it worth it to do that?
A lot of it was my comfortability with it. We run a small IT operations team that doesn't specialize in networking because we oversee IT operations on a larger scale from a construction aspect. We don't have the know-how or the bench to manage a true network. And whereas Mist allowed us to be able to do it pretty much without a network engineer, just do it all from the dashboard. It was pretty simple and easy to read. Didn't require a lot of in-depth network knowledge to be able to operate and troubleshoot. And then with Mist AI, you can be able to solve problems almost instantaneously.
So that's pretty amazing to me that you don't have deep networking expertise.
Correct.
Yet you can put a new network in place and it doesn't require that expertise, right?
Correct.
It
We deployed
abstracts it enough.
We did it all in 30 seconds.
What?
So we did the switch in 30 seconds. So minus obviously the deploying the APs and everything else. We deployed everything within Mist. The switches were uploaded. Our switches came online within 2 minutes. And the APs were online 30 seconds after that. And our VP of IT and our CFO had no idea we had switched over that day.
That's incredible.
So yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, that is amazing. So you did it like during the workday and everything.
We did it at 5:30 and we told everyone, but they were still in the office working. I was like, we got to do it. I don't want to keep my guys here any later. So we switched and it was flawless. It was really seamless.
Okay, so for people who are listening that maybe are networking engineers,
Sure.
like I don't want to give them the impression like they are no longer needed.
Oh, absolutely not.
What would you tell the engineers about the solution?
The biggest thing is to leverage the technology to make their jobs more efficient, right? So on top of onboarding Mist and the Juniper EX switching line, we also did the Juniper training for 1 year for the academy, and I pushed them to learn more about networking wireless engineering, right? It's not going anywhere. It's the basis for everything. And now that we're getting more into agentic AI and leveraging AI, even on the construction site, we need a networking backbone that can support that and be able to troubleshoot it as we continue to move forward.
So for the engineers that like they go get certified and
Yep.
they know how to do it, they're not doing the break fix stuff as much anymore.
Oh,
because
absolutely. No,
Mist
they're
is
not.
doing that. What
Right.
kinds of things can they focus on then?
Architecture and design. And thinking forward thinking for what's going to happen in 2 years. And that's the biggest thing, right? The biggest hurdle that we had at UTD was density, right? We weren't expecting the growth. Now, understanding that now, we're able to leverage Mist and we actually see the density, the growth, and it makes suggestions like, hey, reposition APs, change the power, put another AP here. It allows it to be a little more forward thinking, and you're now proactive in the issues and not have to be reactive. To the
Right. So then you can actually plan your time and your future.
Right. Exactly.
Okay. So one of the things we talk about is self-driving network.
Mhm.
And, for people who've maybe been in a self-driving car, it's, is it really truly self-driving?
Right.
So help our viewers understand what makes it self-driving. So rather than just like suggestions, what makes it like, how does it go from visibility to actively improving things?
Sure. So one of the biggest highlights is that when it comes to like the APs in particular, if it detects a user is moving from one area to another and but it's missing a VLAN, it'll detect it with the Marvis action. But if we have it configured properly, it'll reconfigure that port to allow the new VLAN on, and the user it's a seamless experience for the user. So that way, it's configured, it's brought into the trunk, and the network is then moved along with the user as they move across campus.
How did you get to that trust level the first time of letting it do its own configurations?
It took a little bit. We were a little uneasy. We weren't sure if it was going to work.
Yeah.
Mainly because, particularly at UTD, we're moving thousands of students across campus from different buildings all the day. We weren't sure how that was going to work.
Yeah.
But it really, we just had faith and trust. I mean, we spent a lot of time on the phone with Sadir and Wes and the entire Miss team and we just had faith in them and faith in the product. So.
And then the first time, do you remember watching it happen?
I do. We were watching a user go across campus, and we were watching it move from one network to another, and we were able to see the VLANs. We see the Marvis action trigger an alert, and we were able to see it correct itself as it moved along. And so it was pretty neat to see as it moved. Yeah.
Yeah, I love watching. Like I love doing an experiment and then watching it work.
Right.
Right.
Sure.
So, all right. So, what are some of the features that make you most excited about Mist and the platform?
For me, it's the ability to deploy the switches almost instantaneously out of the box. So we pre-configure our HQ, and we can deploy what we call a construction job site kit to anywhere on the US. And as long as they plug it in, they get DHCP from our ISP connector. It programs the switch, programs the AP, and it's deployed within 5 minutes.
So you don't need a network admin or an IT person to plug it in?
No, we don't. And that's kind of the beauty of leveraging Mist is that we can now, or even Juniper, is we're able to create a step-by-step guide for our install team, generally on the construction team.
Yeah.
And they literally just plug it up and connect it, and it goes from there.
Wow. Tell me about that the first time. Did you have like a construction guy doing it and he's like, really, you're going to make me do this?
We did it a couple times in-house to test it. We brought them in. We have what's called the JPI Academy. And so we were able to bring them in and show them all the technologies that are going to be on the job site. And one of them was the deployment kit. And that's, they were a little hesitant at first because they weren't on technology. They were very clear they're not an IT person, right? But we let them know, like, nope, that's all you have to do is just follow directions. It's pretty, we played it step by step and broke it down. And they were able to get it up and connect all by themselves, just like they were doing it at home, right? And that's what we wanted to bring to them.
Yeah.
It's like you can bring it up at your house, you can bring it up there at the job site.
But did they was there a reaction? Were they kind of tickled by that?
They were a little eased, I guess. They didn't have to rely so heavily on our team to help fix it. And even deploy, they were real self-sufficient, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, they had a little more respect for us because we were able to do it instantaneously on the back end because we showed them the dashboard, right?
Yeah.
We showed them everything that went into it. It wasn't just like a flip in the switch. But it was an interesting experience to see them go from plugging it in and being on. And now we've got 5 job sites where we've done that in the past 6 months. We've deployed the equipment and it's just been up and operational. No issues.
It sounds like once you have it in place and you actually try it, there's a huge amount of, faith in it and it looks great and people appreciate it. But how do you get there? Did you have to make a business case to people in order to bring in the Mist investment?
Yes, I did. So what I did is I had to create the business case of what we were able to get. And the biggest thing was the data analytics from not only where we deployed our HQ, but the job site as well. Our ELT team is very forward thinking, very technology innovative, especially when it comes to construction. And one of the things we want to do is we want to transform the building process. And part of that is taking those slight risks, but we had to build the business case like, hey, this is going to be better technology. And here's why, right? We get more analytics, more data, and it ties seamlessly into our SIEM ties into other products. And so you can build a better picture all the way from network to edge from our, whether it's Wi-Fi or AP or switch, all the way to a robotic dog on our job site.
So what does it allow you to do? Like what new things did it enable?
It allowed us to be able to pull the data in so that we can speed up the process. So what it is rather than relying heavily on our legacy archaic technology, we're able to get instant updates, instant uploads, just because of the sheer new strength that we're getting back in by Juniper, right? Before the upload speeds on the same network could take a longer time just because it was so legacy, but it was so used to it. When we introduced Juniper, it expedited this by 2x.
Okay.
And so now we no longer have to wait for large designs or large videos to upload to be reviewed and analyzed by our operations support team. We can now do it almost instantaneous there on the job site.
Yeah, I can see that would be. Everybody's so impatient now. Our attention spans are so short. I can see that would be a huge benefit.
Well, it really wasn't attention spans, more or less it was a money factor, right? The longer
Okay.
we have to wait on the construction side, the
Okay.
longer it takes, right? So we have construction days on various projects, and if we can reduce those days, that essentially means that we can go live with the product and bring in new residents faster, which then we can turn the product over and turn the
Okay.
apartment
Get a
companies over.
faster return on investment.
Correct. Yep.
Okay. So we've been talking about AI and the use of AI, and one of the distinctions we make with Mist is that it's built from the ground up to be AI native.
Right.
And other solutions out there might be trying to add on AI. Is there a difference to you?
What do you mean?
So, like, is there a practical difference between a system that is designed to be AI centric, like Mist,
Sure.
versus a bolted on AI interface from a competitor?
I think the biggest difference is time. Where Mist was very forward thinking. In fact, I was just discussing this earlier today with another Misfit, and that is one of the things that drove really why Mist is so much different, because they bought into AI so earlier
Yeah,
than
they
other
were
companies, that now they're just building on that platform, right? They have already adopted AI very early on. They knew the vision, they knew what they wanted to do and what they wanted to bring. And now they're kind of reaping the rewards for the early on
So
investment.
they're ahead of everybody.
Oh, 100%. They're ahead of everybody. Yes,
We like that.
100%.
Okay, you're making it sound so easy that I'm wondering, what is your evaluation of my ability to install in my home? And what I mean is, I just upgraded to fiber,
Sure.
and so I have 5 gig speeds, but my system doesn't get there. It's capped at 1 gig,
Right.
All my APs and stuff. So do you think I could deploy Mist in my home?
Of course you could. Yeah, I don't see why not. I have Mist in my home.
Yeah, but you're an expert.
But so the funny thing is, I showed my son the same dashboard and what I do at work, because he's always wondering what I do.
It's hard to put it. It's
So-
hard to make it real, right?
Well, especially
But
when
now
it's a
you
legacy. Well, when it's legacy console, like, it's very hard for them to understand the console configuration, writing the console. I was like, but now that it's all GUI and I guess it's more for the new age, like the younger generation.
Yeah.
Everything's a GUI background.
Yeah.
Any user, as long as they can understand the dashboard and know what they're doing, they can configure the switch, their AP, and it's pretty. And the training that's out there from Mist, even outside of the Juniper Academy, is very open, and so it's very. It allows anybody that wants to learn and be able to do it, to give them a step-by-step guide to be able to deploy that Mist network within their home.
Okay, so I'm going to give it a shot.
I think you should.
I have to buy something. I like using the stuff that we make ourselves,
Right.
so I'm going to try it.
No, I think it's
You're
good.
giving me
Yeah.
the confidence.
Perfect.
If you're construction guys, okay, but you configured it for construction guys. But if your construction guys can get it up and running, I feel like I can.
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
Yes,
All
you
right.
can.
Well, Dan, thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you.
It's been great chatting with you. Is there any last points you want to make?
No, I think we covered everything. I appreciate it. This has been fantastic. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. We'll enjoy the rest of the show. And
Thank you.
thanks everybody for tuning in.